And we're back. Same place, same people, slightly different food. This isn't videos about what I eat as a carnivore. This isn't about lifestyle changes that you should make, that I tell you to make. That's not what we're here for. But for the most part, it'll just be the same what's in the fridge, let's make stuff. Will it be pretty? Probably not. Will it taste good? Probably. Cooking at home, cooking every day, cooking meals, cooking for husbands. For now, we eat about, we're not carnivore, but I'd say we're like 80% animal based, 20%, let's say other meaning nacho chips, wraps, naan. Not really any bread. The kids still eat the bread because they're young and they can tolerate this stuff, but I'll buy different stuff. Pasta, we don't eat pasta. Probably mostly desserts. I'm gonna say 10% something like a bread, 10% desserts. I make them from scratch, right? Should we accept the sugar? Definitely, we should. Sugar is bad for you, but you gotta have a little joy in your life, right? So 80% animal kingdom, animal based, 20% miscellaneous. That's our lifestyle now. I can tell you that for a household that doesn't eat very much bread and stuff anymore, I probably buy more flour, or it feels like I buy more flour than I used to. Why is this? All of the flour in the stores, is enriched, except whole wheat, because they don't need to. Whole wheat still has all of its own stuff in it, so they don't have to put back anything. When the white flour, again, here's a little bit of my opinion, they've kind of beaten out everything of white flour, so they have to put stuff back in. That's why all the flour you see in the store is enriched flour. The first ingredient says enriched wheat, or whatever it says. And you have your niacin, your folic acid, and thiamine, all these things that they put back into it because it's been overprocessed. So a person has to kind of look high and low to find something different or something better. I also don't want Canadian grain, because, you know, all the glyphosate and pesticides that are in all of that stuff. And yes, that is something that I will hold strong to, because that's what gives people a lot of health problems. Google it, look it up. I have found a place a while back, a local place that mills, freshly stone mills, their own grains, and they have a handful of different grains you can choose from. You know, it's not $5 a bag, but it's very reasonable. It's good stuff. But I've had a real heck of a time using it because it's obviously not the same as store flour, so it does not work the same. I would have a real love-hate relationship with this flour. You know, I want to use the good flour, but it doesn't work out, and then I feel like a real crappy cook or a crappy baker, you know? You want your family to like the stuff you're making, and you don't want to fail every time. I've done plenty of quick to the store runs. I've tried to make buns for the kids' burgers or whatever, and it's like, I gotta go to the store because this didn't work out again. But I broke down and I got this one of many cookbooks, fresh milled flour, made simple for beginners. I just happen to be a beginner. There's all sorts of them, so it's hard to choose, and then when you look online, you can't really see what they look like, so you just kind of have to take a shot in the dark and try it out, because I'm going to keep using flour. I'm going to still make cookies and muffins and stuff. My husband loves cookies. We're not going to not have cookies, okay? So, you know, you have to, it's like anything. You got to practice. You got to figure out how to work it and get better at it. And the normal recipes just aren't meant for the freshly milled flour. It arrived just off of Amazon. It's very simple. I'm not here to sell this book or whatever. I'm just saying that there are resources to use these things, and you don't have to use all the mainstream stuff. So I've ordered more flour recently, so I'm just waiting for that, so I can hopefully start using this book And because, you know, different recipes, different flours have different ratios for things. That's why you have a recipe, because it needs more water, more flour, more this or more that. And I'm not that skilled enough to just know. So I'm going to use this book, and then maybe I'll buy more books, but it seems to have quite a few recipes in it that I definitely want. You know, we also have I make a lot of homemade pizza too, I guess, is where a lot of my flour goes. So I will be looking forward to making these things without them sucking completely. Not saying it won't still happen, but maybe a lower percentage. Anyway, I hope you join us on our journey of this, I don't know what you want to call it, homemaker lifestyle, eating at home, trying to eat healthy, and not eating a lot of toxic grocery store foods. I know I probably lost you at toxic and homemaker, but these are important things. So if you want to cook more at home and see how us, you know, regular Joe ladies are doing it, then stay tuned.